The air crackled with tension as the neon glow of a street lamp flickered over Maple Grove Lane, casting jagged shadows across Emily Harper's driveway. It was past midnight, and the cul-de-sac was dead silent except for the faint clatter of metal on pavement. Emily's heart thudded as she peered through her blinds, her breath catching at the sight of a figure hunched over her vintage pickup truck tank. Bolt cutters glinted in the moonlight, and the intruder's beige sword gleamed like a badge of petty tyranny. It was Vivian Caldwell, the self-crowned queen of the Maple Grove Homeowners Association, caught red-handed in an act of sabotage. Emily's fingers tightened around her phone, already recording, as a slow grin spread across her face. This wasn't just a neighborly spat, Anna Maria, it was war. It all started 3 months earlier with a violation notice plastered on Emily's front door, a garish yellow sheet that screamed bureaucratic overreach. The paper, edges curling like it had been yanked from a malfunctioning printer, declared her lawn a Sewell disgrace for exceeding the HOA's 1.5-inch grass height limit. Emily, a freelance graphic designer with a knack for spotting details, grabbed a ruler and measured 1.65 inches. A capital offense in VY and suburban dystopia. Standing across the street, arms crossed and clipboard clutched like a holy relic, Vivian watched Emily with the smug certainty of a traffic cop issuing a ticket. Her khaki windbreaker, emblazoned with the Maple Grove HOA logo, flapped in the humid August breeze, and her binoculars dangled from her neck like she was auditioning for a low-budget spy flick. Landscaping reflects character, MS. Harper, Vivian said, her voice sharp enough to slice through the morning calm. Yours is sending a message. Emily bit back a retort, forcing a smile. Where exactly does it say 1.5 inches? Vivian. I'd love to see the rulebook. Vivian thrust forward a dog-eared binder, its pages yellowed and stapled haphazardly, looking like it had been assembled during a power outage. Emily flipped through it, finding vague phrases like neat appearance and community harmony, but no mention of precise measurements. She handed it back, her gaze steady. Seems open to interpretation. Vivian's lips twitched, a flicker of annoyance breaking her composure. Standards aren't negotiable. That was just the beginning. Over the next few weeks, violations piled up like junk mail. Emily's mailbox, painted a deep navy, was deemed non-compliant for the VY aiding from the HOA's approved storm gray Shadia, due lost 75 fine. Her wind chimes, which sang softly in the evening breeze, VY-OLAT an alleged decibel limit. Though Vivian's husband, Carl, ran a table saw at dawn without so much as a warning. When Emily hung a small rainbow flag in her garden to celebrate Pride Month, Vivian issued 6 citations in one day. Unauthorized decor, color imbalance, potential to disrupt community cohesion, and 3 other absurdities that sounded like they'd been conjured in a fever dream. Emily posted the notices online, and they spread like wildfire, earning comments from strangers as far as Oregon. Is this woman for real? Oh, she was painfully so. Vivian wasn't just enforcing rules, she was inventing them. At HOA meetings, held in the community center's stuffy conference room, she strutted in a fluorescent safety vest, dubbing herself guardian of aesthetic integrity. The meetings felt like kangaroo courts, with Vivian wielding her gavel, a literal gavel she bought online like a dictator drunk on power. When the pre-VYS chair, Margaret Klein, retired to Arizona, Vivian seized control, citing a bylaw that required candidates to attend 6 consecutive meetings. Conveniently, only 4 had been held that year. She blocked elections, appointed herself president, and turned Maple Grove into her personal fiefdom. Emily wasn't alone in her frustration. Neighbors whispered their grievances in group chats and over backyard fences. Grace Monroe, a retired schoolteacher, got fined for planting tulips that were too VY brand for the community palate. Diego Alvarez, a chef who hosted weekend barbecues, was cited for excessive grill smoke. After VY measured the air quality with a handheld of VYC, she'd clearly bought off a shady website. Even poor old Mr. Patel, who walked his arthritic spaniel at dawn, faced a due law 50 penalty when his dog loitered excessively near the HOA fountain. VYN's newsletter, the Grove Gazette, written under pseudonyms like Concerned Citizen the Three, ranted about symmetry threats and rogue decor zones. She demanded mailbox inspections, claiming she needed to check for internal corrosion, until a postmaster warned her that tampering with mail was a federal crime. VYN blinked innocently, blaming a fictional standards committee. But VYN's reign wasn't just petty, it was predatory. She started charging for consultations, offering to fix violations at a discount. Diego paid due law 40 to realign his porch light after VYN claimed it tilted 10 degrees off-center. Grace forked over due law 25 to adjust her garden gnome, which VYN said clashed with the neighborhood's historical aesthetic. When Emily's golden retriever, Max, sighed too loudly on the porch, VYN slapped her with a due law 100 fine for auditory disturbance. Emily laughed it off at first, but the fines added up, draining her SAVYNGS and her patience. The breaking point came when VYN crossed a line no one saw coming. One Friday evening, Emily returned home to find her driveway transformed into a chaotic flea market. Folding tables lined the pavement, draped with dollar store tablecloths and piled with her belongings. Her grandmother's ceramic vase, her favorite sci-fi novels, even her bike helmet, priced at due law 3. Balloons bobbed in the breeze, and a handwritten sign read, Maple Grove Community Sale. Teenagers milled about, haggling over DVDs and candles, while VYN stood at the center, directing the chaos like a ringmaster. Grace's garden gnomes were there, tagged at 50 cents. Diego's chef's apron hung next to Mr. Patel's engraved teapot. Emily's blood boiled as she spotted her mother's succulent, a gift from her last birthday, priced at due law 1 in a distress pot. What the hell is this? Emily demanded, storming toward VYN. VYN didn't flinch. Community Commerce Initiative, Section 8.2. Your garage was open, per Clause 4.1 public access implied. There's no Section 8.2, and my garage was locked. Emily ripped tags off her belongings, her voice shaking. This is theft. VYN waved a hand dismissively. Inventory rotation for the greater good. Emily's neighbors rallied around her. Diego, his face flushed with anger, spotted his stolen grilling tongs. Grace clutched her gnomes, tears in her eyes. Mr. Patel held up his teapot, his voice trembling. This was my wife's. A crowd gathered as Nathan Klein, Margaret's son and a tech whiz, live-streamed the scene, capturing VYN's Craigslist ad listing Emily's address for a multi-family liquidation. The VYDAO hit 50 VYUers in minutes, comments flooding in, call the cops, and this is insane. Emily had had enough. She'd spent weeks digging into the HOA bylaws, a 60-page mess riddled with typos and contradictions. VYN citations weren't rules, they were fabrications, targeting anyone who dared defy her. Emily had compiled a dossier, photos of VYN's own violations, an unapproved shed, mismatched shutters, a garish neon mailbox, audio of her berating a delivery driver, and screenshots of her Gazette lies. She'd also uncovered something bigger. VYN had siphoned due law 8,000 from the HOA's beautification fund, funneling it to her sister-in-law's consulting firm for shrub alignment VY SAS. The EVY Denke was damning, but Emily needed more than a paper trail, she needed leverage. That leverage came when VYN parked her 2006 Chevy Suburban, her official HOA command vehicle, on Emily's property during the flea market stunt. Emily had warned her to move it, citing a county ordinance about abandoned vehicles. VYN scoffed, while VYing a forged executive parking clause. So Emily called Daryl, a tow truck driver, an old high school friend, who confirmed the SUV had sat unmoved for 35 days. Under state law, that qualified as abandonment. Daryl hooked it up as VYN shrieked, lunging toward the truck. Diego stepped in her path, arms crossed, while Nathan's live stream hit 200 viewers. The Suburban vanished to a mechanics lien auction, sold for due law 1,500. Emily donated the proceeds to a local animal shelter in Max's name, earning cheers from the crowd. But VY wasn't done. Late one night, Emily's security cameras caught her sneaking toward Tank, bolt cutters in hand. Emily had anticipated this, installing a dummy panel with flashing LEDs and a blaring alarm. When VY tripped it, floodlights snapped on and a speaker blasted, "Step away from the vehicle." She stumbled, dropped the cutters, and fell into Diego's koi pond with a splash. Nathan's cameras caught it all, and the cliffish tag, the VY, and plunge went VY-rel, racking up 1.5 million VYUs. The neighborhood erupted in laughter, and even Carl, VY's husband, was seen chuckling at the barbecue that followed. The fallout was swift. Emily and her lawyer, Leona Tate, filed a fraud suit, exposing VY's forged bylaws and embezzlement. The HOA board, now led by Grace, voted 40-1 to oust her. Carl abstained, citing marital neutrality. VY's schemes unraveled in the local paper, dubbed Gnomegate, after her 12-foot backyard statue golden gnome she'd erected without a permit, claiming it was a cultural landmark. The statue was dismantled, and VY's house, once a shrine to her ego, was sold to a young couple, Mia and Sam, who painted the door coral and lined the yard with flamingos. Maple Grove transformed. Grace's board opened the books, refunded fines, and funded murals celebrating the neighborhood's diversity. Mia and Sam hosted potlucks, and Diego's barbecues became weekly events. Emily led workshops on spotting HOA scams, warning of the VY paradox, tyranny disguised as order. Tank rolled at the head of a community parade, its bed filled with chalk drawings and pride flags, a symbol of defiance and unity. VY vanished into a condo across town, her blinds drawn tight. Rumors swirled of her plotting a comeback, whispering into a fake headset at dusk. Emily doubled her cameras, ready for anything. But for now, Maple Grove thrived, its lawns a little wild, its spirit free. The neighborhood had learned a hard lesson. Unity could outshine even the pettiest of tyrants. If you were the one in this story, how would you react? Would you stand up and fight back, or accept the unreasonable pressure and control from the HOA? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe, like, and share this VY Deo with more people. Your small action gives us the motivation to keep bringing you more intense and engaging stories. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next VY Deo.